Alright, so today we're going to have a little walk along the rock walk, and to get onto the rock walk all you do is walk directly forwards when you get to here, just next to this sign, and just where those steps are that lead up towards the sky ride in Forbidden Valley. But just quickly before we go down the rock walk, I've just walked up those steps, and if we go to the left I'll just show you these couple of features quickly. So here there's like a rock seat that's been carved out of a big piece of rock, and these would have been built in the early 1800s, early to mid 1800s. And then if we go back a bit further, those steps there lead up to the Gothic temple, as you can just about see at the top there, possibly. And if we just go underneath, just round here, we've got what was the head of some type of serpent carved out of the rock. And if you look carefully on the side, you can just see sort of the gills of the serpent just carved out there. And then apparently coming out of the front of its mouth, I think it would have had sort of a metal rod acting as a tongue, and there would have been glass eyes in it as well. But obviously this is probably 150, nearly 200 years old now, so it suffered a lot of damage and land movement and stuff. But yeah, that would have been the old serpent's head. So let's move back down one level down those steps and carry on the rock walk. Oh yeah, almost forgot to say, just round the corner from that serpent's head, this is the bear cave. Yeah, so apparently in the 1800s the owners used to keep a bear in this cave, and according to stories, the bear that they kept in here once tore a woman's arm off. This is the inside. Wouldn't have been much of a life for a bear, would it really? Pretty cruel. And I used to be a bit dubious actually as to whether a bear was actually kept in here. But I went to another old country house a couple of weeks ago called Wentworth Woodhouse, and they had a bear enclosure there as well. So I'm more inclined to believe now that this actually was the cave where they kept a bear. And as you can see here, there's sort of a fitting for where a gate would have hung off or whatever. So yeah, that's the bear cave. Alright, so now let's get back to the rock walk. Anyway, before we carry on, I'll just show you a little bit of a map, if I can, of sort of where the rock walk goes. So if you look at the E up here, that's pretty much where the Gothic temple is. That's around the start of the walk. And then Quicksilver Drive, there, that's the old carriage drive, the early Shrewsbury's carriage drive to the house. And if you look just below the Quicksilver Drive, there's a path called the Rock Walk, and that's where we'll be going, along the Rock Walk. So it's a level below the early Shrewsbury's old carriage drive, and that runs along down here, and eventually it would have led to Oyners or Inners Rock down there, but that's outside the boundaries of the theme park now, so you have to visit that from outside. So yeah, that's where we'll be going. And if you look just above, you can see Alton Park, and that's where sort of Forbidden Valley is and all that type of thing, and the hotels and stuff now. And as you can see, that was all fields and whatever. And then we just walk below here and along this track. Alright, so I am now on the rock walk. As you can see, it's a bit unkempt down here because this is a very old path that's not really used anymore. And you'll know you're on it because you've got all these sort of rock faces all along the left hand side of where you're going to walk. As you can see, the path's alright, really. You just have to kick through a few little shrubs and stuff occasionally. And you'll see these boulders occasionally to your right hand side. And you'll see that the land drops down into the valley from your right hand side. And these walks used to they used to be sort of quite popular and actually signposted during up to the 1980s really, and probably into the early 90s. And again, you got these random boulders just standing up. And I'd say this rock walk is probably about a mile in length or something like that to the end. And then these days you have to sort of walk back the way that you came. And this is on the opposite side of the valley to the Cuckoo Harbour that I walked to at the start of the year, I think. And if I just stop here, I think that's the back of the air shop or the Nemesis shop up there. So you can see we're sort of a level or two below Forbidden Valley here. You won't run into any people down here. And the rock walk and other similar walks on the estate would have been laid out in the early to mid 1800s by one of the Earls of Shrewsbury. And these were basically sort of just pleasure walks for the family and visitors to just walk around the estate and get exercise and look at various little bits dotted around. And this bit here, I'm probably just going to have to duck a little bit and slide through there. I'll turn the camera off a second. Alright, so I'm through that bit quite easily. And I would say the best time to come down here probably is sort of March or April when the park opens. And there's not so many leaves on the trees and stuff. Okay, so I'm probably through the worst of the shrubbery and stuff now. And it's a little bit more open in this bit anyway. But if we turn around, you got this sort of rock wall structure. And these are big blocks. And that sort of starts running down towards the valley. And it's almost as if they started building something, but then didn't bother completing it or something like that, which is strange. And I've got pictures of all this type of stuff from when I visited a couple of years ago, and there weren't so many leaves and stuff. So at the end of the video I'll put up loads of pictures of when it was a bit more clear. Let's carry on a bit. Random big blocks of rock. This is a big one. More random big blocks of rock. And some of these sort of big stone faces, or rock faces, yeah. At times in the past people have come and sort of climbed these as recreation and stuff. Because some of them are quite challenging, apparently. We're quite far along the rock walk now. And these cliffs sort of seem to get bigger as you come along. And on this particular rock here, quite far along, you'll see that people have sort of graffitied or written their names on this bit of rock here. So I'll try and step through the bushes and get to that. See, I bet some of these are from like the 70s, 80s, 90s and stuff like that. Someone's inscribed there. And then up here, someone's put Adam. I can neither confirm nor deny if that was me. And then there's Chris or something up there. And then as we move on from that little bit, if we spin around, you start noticing what looks like quite a lot of fir trees or something similar. And it's almost like they started a little bit of an arboretum down here or something like that. As you can see, some bits of the walk are a bit more open than others. So you'll see now why it's called the rock walk. So you've basically got these sort of cliffs of rock all along your left hand side as you go down. And then coming up just round here, this is one of the best bits of the rock walk. If you look in the middle there, there's a big sort of face carved out of the rock, or out of what was already sticking out of the rock. There we go. So there's the chin at the bottom, then the nose. Someone's poked little eyes in, and then that's supposed to be the forehead, I suppose. There you go, a little face in the rock, which I suppose would have looked out into the valley at one point before all the trees and everything had grown. And again, sort of on the chin bit, looks like at some point in history someone's inscribed their name. Let's carry on a bit. Alright, and then just past that facing the rock, if we carry on a bit further, you sort of come to a hill in front of you. Now if we sort of head up, straight up there and a bit to the left, from past Ramblings, I believe that takes you up onto the woodland walk, which used to lead from the hotel to Forbidden Valley. So I might pop up there and have a quick look. And if we follow the rock walk around to the right, over in that direction, eventually you would come to Ina's Rock, or Inna's Rock, which is involved in one of the old bits of folklore about the Battle of Slane Hollow and all that type of thing. But that's actually out of the bounds of the theme park now, so you can't actually reach that from inside the theme park. Alright, so what I've done is I've headed round towards the right on that path, and eventually, just after like a minute or so, you'll come to what's an old sort of wooden staircase up to the top of the hill, which would meet the woodland walk. So I'm actually going to use this to get up onto the woodland walk. An old little bench or something. It's collapsed or whatever. As you can see, an old staircase. There we go. Now this is the old woodland walk. That's towards the hotel down that way. And I'm going to pop down to the left there now. And then just a short way along, you'll come to one of the old milestones for Alton Towers, or as it was called, Alton Abbey at the time. To Alton Abbey, 1 mile. So like I said, that path is about 1 mile long. And this would have been put here in the early 1800s, obviously. So there are some quite interesting stuff on this walk. And as I'm making my way back now, you start to see things that you didn't see on the way because you were looking at a different angle. And this silhouette here that you can see on the middle right, that rock, that protruding rock, is known as Granny's Elbow. Basically because it sticks out like the end of your elbow. And this used to be a feature that was on old maps and stuff of the rock walk. And I'll try and get a couple of pictures up of that. So like I said, before I go I'll put up some photos that I took on my last trip when it was a bit clearer and stuff. But anyway, that was the rock walk, so thanks for watching. I hope you found it interesting, and I shall see you next time after these photos have gone off. See you later.